rebuttal arguments. We have some claims from the opposing side reassuring us that the stem cells have not gone, embryonic stem cell research has not had progress, and they said there's hopes and promises. So yeah, there's been hopes and promises for years, and with those hopes and promises, we've spent billions of dollars and lots of time just because of these hopes and promises. So how much longer are we going to take these hopes and promises? Doesn't make sense to me. They also say stuff about how embryonic stem cells are the only cells that can reproduce and be made into the 220 different cell types. And as this is true, there's also other stem cells that can be formed. As we mentioned before, the iPS cells, they can also be formed into the 220 cells. And actually, an article from the New York Times that came out November 2007 states that 2 teams of scientists reported yesterday that they had turned human skin cells, the iPS cells, into what appear to be embryonic stem cells without having to make or destroy an embryo, a feat that could quell the ethical debate troubling the field. So here it states that they've gotten skin cells to go all the way back to the stage that an embryonic stem cell is, meaning that they can turn them into that 220 whatever cell they need, which is part of the reason why embryonic stem cells is so well researched, or so interested, because they think that they can turn into any cell they need, and that's why it's so important. But right here it says that the iPS cells can do the same, and that's avoiding all ethical problems. They have some claims that are putting value on life, and to me that just doesn't seem right. Saying that, oh, it's worth killing someone else in the hopes of saving another human, that just sounds like savage to me. I don't know about you guys. And as far as they keep quoting Catholic Ethics Guide Us, and this website is very unstable evidence for me, at least growing up as a Catholic. Everything they've mentioned has been totally opposite of what I've learned growing up, and that website is just wow. They're saying stuff like conception is not where life begins, and all I've been taught throughout my whole life growing up Catholic was conception, that's where it is, that's when it starts. And so all this evidence from there seems very unstable to me. As far as saying that there's opposite or ways around hurting the embryo, they're always going to need a woman egg, and they're always going to have that woman egg fertilized to get these embryos started. And in that case, if stem cell research ever does turn into something successful, then it seems to me that creating human life for this research will become like a business. They keep saying stuff like scientists are very interested in this type of research, and part of that, I think, is because of the money that's involved. I have a quote from the www.icr.org that says, "Stem cell research and human cloning are about transforming the mystery and majesty of life into a mere malleable and marketable commodity. In the short term, this is big business and offers great fame and fortune to the pioneers and biotech companies who master their secret and harness the power of life through embryonic stem cell research." So this big interest in this type of research would provide lots of money if ever successfully done, and if embryonic stem cell research does succeed, then we would start seeing women exploited for the eggs, and overall that wouldn't be good for human society. And with that concludes my rebuttal, and I'll hand it back over to them.